I'm going to share with you some of the key reports that you should be downloading and reviewing, and really just more of a high-level view today of which data points you should be paying attention to in those reports. Welcome to the Natural Personal Care Podcast, your guide to personal care branding success. Every week, we'll unlock the secrets of eco-friendly marketing and share strategies that work. Are you ready to grow your brand on Amazon and beyond? Let's dive in. Hi, I'm Becky Avila, your host, and today we are on step 6 in the series I've been doing on your Amazon marketing success strategy. So in today's step, this is the one that many brands are kind of overlooking because they're so focused on earlier steps. And it is foundational to make sure that, for instance, you have brand control over your Amazon listings before you can really analyze what's working and what's not. But in order to take things to the next level and really grow your sales on Amazon, you must be analyzing the data that you have available to you to keep up with this ever-changing market, which is the Amazon marketplace. So this step is really crucial if you don't want to see sales dying down or dying out, and you don't want to see market share gained by competitors. And there are competitors every month, every year that will enter the marketplace on Amazon. So I'm going to share with you today an overview of how to analyze your data on Amazon reports to grow and optimize. Now, I'm going to share with you some of the key reports that you should be downloading and reviewing, and really just more of a high-level view today of which data points you should be paying attention to in those reports. So this is great if you're the CMO for your company or even the CEO and you're just kind of wanting that more high-level view. Today's episode will be very helpful for you. So at a very high level, these are really data points that you should be looking at to see how successful your marketing is on. And also, a side note, it really reflects your overall marketing strategy as well to see how things are going. I think that Amazon is really just a magnifying glass to what is happening with your brand as a whole. If you're not doing other things, that's a whole nother episode, and we will talk about that more. But that's going to impact your Amazon sales as well. So you'll want to be looking at things like within Amazon attribution reports. And I did talk about that in step 4 to really see how are your external marketing channels performing. And with your Amazon attribution reporting, you'll want to look at the sales that have come from each channel and also earlier stages of your sales funnel, like your clicks, how many people added to their carts. And then from those, how many purchases were made. Now, like I said, I can't dig into on this episode more details, but if you want to see if there's a drop off at any of those stages for your natural personal care brand, this is where there might be issues with people converting. And another report that you'll want to download and review monthly, also quarterly is a nice view because it kind of gives you a bigger picture, especially if there's any kind of seasonality to your product line, is the Amazon business report. And for this one, I'm going to kind of guide you through of where you'd go, but basically you go to the menu, then you choose reports, and then go to business reports. Now from there, there's going to be options on the left-hand side. We like to look at the detailed page and sales traffic by child item. That'll show you each individual product. It has a child ASIN assigned to it. And that's great. Like if you have size or flavor variations for your products, you can see each of those there. And in this report, you'll want to look at your sessions total. And it's also great if you want to look at mobile versus your desktop sessions to see how are people shopping for your brand and for your products. Also, you want to look at the featured offer or buy box percentage. Now, this is really just to make sure that your offer is appearing on the listings. So it should be at or close to like 98 to 100%. You know, I wouldn't stress about it if you see it at 99 or 98, but if you see that your percentage is like 70% or, you know, even 80%, something is happening pretty frequently to your listing, and you definitely want to dig into that further because that will hurt your sales. Next is unit session percentage. That's going to be what Amazon really calls your conversion rate. They call it unit session percentage. And then also ordered product sales. Now, there are more data points than the ones that I just named, but I think that those are going to be the most important to pay attention to as you're looking to optimize and also analyze the performance of your products. So brand performance actually is another report that'll help you. This will help you to see more of the overall performance of your average customer review. And as I'm sure you know, product reviews are very important on Amazon. I would also, this is within brand analytics, I would also review your brand analytics if you have brand registry. So brand performance is under your brand section. Brand analytics is also under that section in your menu tab. And you'll want to look at those reports. We really like the quarterly time frame that gives you a bigger picture understanding. And then also, I would recommend looking at those repeat customer section and finding out specifically what's the average repeat purchase interval. That'll help you with your ad strategy because typically for a natural personal care brand like yours, most likely you have a consumable element to your product, which means people are going to need to buy more of them. And if you are not retargeting people and they haven't subscribed, you may lose out on someone coming back to your brand and ordering from you. So that's going to help you really with your retargeting shoppers to buy again. Like I said, that was in the last episode, step 5. And the next report that I want you to look at is inside brand analytics, and you'll want to review the search analytics. And from there, there's an option to choose search query performance. This is actually going to show you searches that are related to your products and information like what is your brand share as a percentage, which will really help you to see, are you gaining, are you losing market share? Are there any other shifts or disruptors happening in the market on Amazon? Remember, people are using Amazon as a tool to really buy. They're ready to buy. So when searches are happening on Amazon, that is something to pay attention to. And I do like how Amazon will show you when you look at this data, they'll show you their like search funnel stages as things like impressions. Then you'll see a section on clicks, add to carts and purchases. So that's going to help you to see where people are dropping off and where you need to dig in further within your business analytics. So you should really have a good idea on your demographics also in customer avatar, but maybe you want to kind of see more of what's happening specifically with that on Amazon. And if you want to view, you can actually then go into the consumer behavior analytics and then from there choose demographics. That's where you'll see the age range, income, education level, gender, marital status, who is buying from you specifically on Amazon, because you don't get obviously the full customer data like you do when people are buying on your own website. Now you should already, like I said, get this data from when people are buying directly from you. So on Amazon, that data is not going to, I don't think, be perfect or clear as much because people could be using, their spouse's account, something like that. But that'll hopefully give you a better understanding of who is buying and choosing to buy from you on Amazon for like this side of your brand versus on your website. Okay, now on the ad side, I'm moving through this pretty quickly. Hopefully you're following along. Feel free to kind of go back if you need to, but you're going to want to look at the ad side. So when you're in the advertising console in Seller Central, you'll want to download what's called your sponsored ad reports. And you should be reviewing what's called your search term reports regularly. That'll kind of help you to see what search terms people use to buy your product. And that'll also hopefully fill in any gaps that you might have with what you're targeting on your ad side. Also, what's in your copy for your listing. You might be missing out on words that people are using to try to find your product that are then converting and buying. Okay, additional things that I would recommend checking in addition to things like your conversion rates, your views, your reviews of your products are make sure that you're monitoring your keywords and how they are ranking in searches. So for this, you'll want to pay attention to any kind of new or declining trends that are relevant to your product and your market. So typically most tools where you track keywords, you can see if they are increasing or decreasing with even that search term. So there might be some search term that is extremely relevant for your product, and you might notice there is a big decrease, or maybe there's a big jump. This is going to help you to make sure you know what people are searching. Also, like a concern that many brands have on Amazon is, you want to increase profitability on Amazon typically. So you're wanting to make sure that you're calculating what your actual return on investment is. So this is not just one report. You would probably want to look at your transaction report And you would also kind of need to look at it very specifically with what are your Amazon fees, your cost of goods already, what are additional overhead fees that aren't listed inside Seller Central even, what are your actual advertising costs, and then what are the costs to have your ads and your account managed on Amazon. So when you look at all those different numbers, that will help you to make sure that you're actually growing your bottom line on Amazon and not just increasing vanity metrics like, hey, let's hit certain sales numbers. Unfortunately, a lot of brands try to do that and they push it way too hard, even on the advertising side, forcing spend. You just have to be careful. You have to know your numbers really well, because Amazon should just be one of the channels in your big overall marketing strategy for your natural personal care brand. So if those numbers, for instance, don't work for you, that's going to then impact your other sales and marketing channels, because it can be on Amazon extremely scalable, but it's one that you will need to account for and find out, is this working with your overall profitability goals, if that's something that you have for your brand. Okay, so I covered a lot, and I hope that you found that helpful. I hope that you're not feeling overwhelmed, but if you are, I'm going to now break it down for you into some action steps. That way it's a little bit more manageable. I would recommend going back through this and kind of pulling and writing down what are the big reports that I mentioned that you're not already looking at. Okay, so here's an action step for today. You can think about all the different reporting types that I mentioned, and I'd like for you to create a list of the top 3 that will most impact your business if you don't know that number. So this should be very customized. That's why I'm not telling you, I want you to look at this report, A, B, and C, because for your brand, you're going to have very specific goals in mind. You're going to want to move towards certain things. And that's why I wanted to kind of give you a quick overview of the different types of reports and their uses. For instance, let's say you think your ads are being run inefficiently, then most likely you're definitely going to want to look at reporting and pulling your transactions, seeing how much, all your fees are, to figure out what is your actual ROI on Amazon. So for every dollar that you're putting into Amazon, how much after all the fees, the costs, do you actually earn? That's something that would be very helpful. Maybe you find out, okay, there is a disruption that's happening in your market, which happens a lot in markets. Maybe there's a new big competitor that has come into the space on Amazon. Most likely you're going to then want to prioritize reviewing your market share and also looking at the competitors. Maybe there is like a new competitor that had not been on Amazon that has now jumped onto Amazon, and the market share that you used to have is going to change because of that. So you're going to want to really prioritize looking at that. And if you're thinking more about specific listings that you're trying to get to improve, most likely you're going to want to look at those conversion rates, so the business reports. That's going to be a really good data point to see what's been going on with it. How are those listings performing? Now, there's so much more I could say. I'm going to, kind of wrap it up there. Like I said, think about the top 3 that would have the biggest impact if you don't know that number, because, I'm assuming that you're either the CEO or the CMO for a company, and you do need to have an understanding of these numbers on Amazon. So I think that those will really kind of help you and get you in the right direction to know more about that. Now, if you want me to go deeper into any of the Amazon reporting on its own episode, let me know what you want to hear more about. And you can just go to the link in the show notes and drop me a quick 2-minute email with that topic that you'd like me to dig into, that report that you want me to further explain. I'd be more than happy to do that. If I get enough requests for that, I will definitely make sure to prioritize that. Now, if you just have a question or problem that you're facing on Amazon, maybe even another platform for your natural personal care brand, you can also send a quick email to contact@clickfluency.com. That's also going to be in the show notes in case you forget or you're driving right now. But I hope this is helpful for you as you look to really continue to grow your sales on Amazon in a way that aligns with your brand goals. Until next time, have a great day. Bye. Thanks for listening to today's episode. I hope it brought you value you can use to grow your Amazon sales channel for your brand. What would really help me a ton, how important product reviews are on Amazon? Would you take a quick minute and leave me a review on Apple Podcasts? Just scroll down until you see the Write a Review in purple and then you can click the leave the rating and review there. That'll help me to know you're getting value from this and what future content you want to hear more of that would serve you best. Thank you so much.